Stop everything you're doing right now. I'm about to reveal why 99% of people will die having never lived a single day of their own life. And if you're watching this video at 2 a.m. questioning every choice you've made, this might be the most important 30 minutes of your entire existence. Imagine this: the person sitting next to you on the bus, your co-worker, maybe even you, are living someone else's dream while your own soul slowly dies. Every morning you wake up to an alarm that someone else set. Every day you follow rules that someone else wrote. Every night you go to bed knowing you've spent another 24 hours being who others expect you to be. But what if I told you there's a 500-year-old secret that the most powerful people in history used to break free from this invisible prison? What if the key to your freedom was hidden in the darkest corners of strategic thinking, written by a man so dangerous that his name became synonymous with ruthless power itself? Niccolò Machiavelli didn't write The Prince to help you climb corporate ladders. He wrote it to show you how to seize your own throne in a world designed to keep you kneeling. In the next 30 minutes, you're going to discover the brutal truth about why conformity is killing your potential, how standing alone can make you unstoppable, and the exact strategy to build a life so authentic that others will beg to follow you. But I need to warn you, once you see what I'm about to show you, you can't unsee it. You'll never look at your life the same way again. Are you ready to wake up from the Matrix? Now, I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I choose my path. Number 1. The myth of conformity. Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. From the moment you're born, society begins molding you into its preferred shape. Go to school, get good grades, find a stable job, get married, buy a house, have kids, retire, die. It's the same script for everyone, and we're told this is the path to happiness. But here's what they don't tell you. This script wasn't designed for your fulfillment. It was designed for their comfort. Think about your typical day. How many of your decisions are actually yours? What time you wake up, dictated by your job. What you wear, influenced by social expectations. What you eat, shaped by marketing and peer pressure. Even your dreams and aspirations have been filtered through what others consider realistic or appropriate. The modern world has created the perfect illusion of choice while systematically eliminating actual choice. We're given 1,000 different brands of the same product and told we're free, while the fundamental structure of our lives remains identical to everyone else's. This conditioning runs deeper than you think. Your education system taught you to sit in rows, raise your hand before speaking, and follow instructions without questioning. Your workplace reinforces these patterns with dress codes, meeting schedules, and performance reviews that measure compliance over creativity. Your social circles maintain it through gossip about those who dare to be different, subtle pressure to conform, and rewards for fitting in. The result? A generation of walking zombies who've forgotten they ever had their own dreams. People who've become so good at being what others want them to be that they've lost touch with who they actually are underneath all the conditioning. Machiavelli once said, "The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he has around him." But what if you're not surrounded by anyone? What if you choose to think for yourself? The reality is, most people are terrified of standing alone because they've never learned to trust their own judgment. They'd rather be wrong with the crowd than right by themselves. This fear of isolation keeps millions trapped in lives they never actually chose. Consider the career path you're on right now. Did you choose it because it genuinely excited you? Or because it seemed safe? Because it would impress others? Because your parents approved? Be honest with yourself. Look at your daily routines. Do you check social media first thing in the morning because you want to, or because everyone else does? Do you watch the same shows, listen to the same music, buy the same products as your peer group? When was the last time you made a choice that was completely your own? The same applies to relationships. How many people settle for partners who meet society's checklist rather than someone who truly understands their soul? How many friendships are maintained out of obligation rather than genuine connection? How many conversations do you have where you're performing rather than being authentic? The conventional path promises security but delivers mediocrity. It promises belonging but delivers conformity. It promises success but defines success in someone else's terms. It promises happiness but delivers numbness. It promises meaning, but delivers emptiness. The most tragic part: most people never even realize they're trapped. They think their dissatisfaction comes from not having enough money, not being in the right relationship, not living in the right place. They spend their entire lives trying to optimize someone else's game instead of creating their own. True fulfillment, the kind that makes you jump out of bed every morning, exists outside these predefined boundaries. It exists in the space between what others expect and what you know to be true about yourself. It requires the courage to disappoint people who never truly knew you anyway. Drop this affirmation in the comments: my path matters. Number 2, leveraging self-reliance in a connected world. Now, here's where most people get it wrong. They think choosing your own path means becoming a hermit or burning bridges with everyone around you. That's not strategic independence, that's just isolation. The real power move is learning to be completely self-reliant while still engaging meaningfully with others. This isn't about rejecting connection, it's about approaching it from a position of strength rather than need. When you develop true self-reliance, something magical happens in your relationships. You stop seeking validation and start offering value. You stop trying to fit in and start standing out. You stop following and start leading. Let me give you a practical example. Imagine you're in a business meeting where everyone is nodding along to a terrible idea. The traditional approach would be to either speak up and risk being seen as difficult, or stay quiet and maintain harmony. Both options make you reactive to the group dynamic. The self-reliant approach: you've already done your homework. You have your own analysis, your own alternatives, and your own conviction. When you speak, it's not from insecurity or the need to be heard. It's from genuine expertise and independent thinking. This commands respect in a way that following the crowd never could. But let's dig deeper into what self-reliance actually looks like in practice. It means having your own information sources instead of relying on what everyone else is reading. It means developing your own criteria for making decisions instead of outsourcing your judgment to others. It means creating your own definition of success instead of chasing metrics that don't actually matter to you. Self-reliance means being financially independent enough to walk away from situations that compromise your values. It means being emotionally stable enough that you don't need constant reassurance from others. It means being intellectually curious enough to form your own opinions instead of adopting whatever's trending. Machiavelli once said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." When you operate from genuine self-knowledge and independent thinking, the few who matter will recognize your authenticity, while the many who don't matter will respect your strength. Strategic independence actually enhances collaboration because it brings unique perspective to the table. When everyone thinks alike, nobody thinks very much. But when you've developed your own viewpoint, you become valuable precisely because you're different. Think about the most successful entrepreneurs throughout history. They didn't succeed by copying what everyone else was doing. They succeeded by developing their own vision so clearly that others wanted to join them. Steve Jobs didn't ask customers what they wanted. He created products they didn't know they needed. Oprah didn't follow television formulas. She created her own style that others tried to copy. This is the paradox of leadership. The more comfortable you become standing alone, the more people want to follow you. The more you trust your own judgment, the more others trust your judgment. The more authentic you become, the more authentic connections you attract. In negotiations, this principle is pure gold. When you don't need the deal, you get better deals. When you're not desperate for approval, people want to give it to you. When you're genuinely prepared to walk away, others become more willing to meet your terms. But here's the key. This isn't about playing games or manipulating people. It's about developing such a clear sense of your own worth and direction that you naturally attract aligned opportunities and partnerships. The self-reliant person doesn't network, they attract. They don't chase opportunities. Opportunities chase them. They don't sell themselves. Their results speak for themselves. They don't need to prove their worth. Their value is self-evident. This transformation doesn't happen overnight. It requires consistently choosing your own judgment over popular opinion. It requires saying no to good opportunities so you can say yes to great ones. It requires disappointing some people so you can serve the right people. It requires short-term discomfort for long-term fulfillment. I want you to drop this affirmation in the comments. I attract alignment. Number 3, the power of calculated risk. Let's